Have you noticed the house is quiet and nobody prepared me for this? Let me just be very clear. My house is very quiet. I had people who prepared me for pregnancy. I had people who prepared me for changing the diapers and the car seats and the burpee cloths. I had people preparing me for the first day of school for my daughter, the graduation of my son. They prepared me for all these things. But no one really prepares you for when your children walk out of the house and then silence walks in. No one tells you that you can be incredibly proud of your children and still deeply grieve at the exact same time. So, when my youngest, because my daughter is 37, when my youngest, who is going to be 21, when he left for college, we all celebrated him. But then I came home and suddenly I was standing in a house that hadn't changed, yet somehow everything had. I wasn't just missing my son. Let me be clear. I was trying to figure out who I was outside of being his mama. Because for years, my life revolved around being mom. Every decision, every schedule, every prayer, every sacrifice, motherhood was not just something I did, it became a part of how I saw myself. And then one day, the calendar changed. The phone, it didn't ring as often. No one needed me to sign permission slips, to drive them to practice, to make sure that the refrigerator was full and that dinner was made and lunches were packed. I found myself asking this question, and I never expected it because no one prepared me for it. Who am I beyond motherhood? This question felt incredibly uncomfortable. And honestly, if I can tell you, even right now, it feels scary because I spent so many decades pouring into everyone else that I am finding that slowly I lost sight of the woman God created underneath all the responsibilities. So here's what I'm learning that an empty nest does not mean empty purpose. It simply reveals where I've attached my identity to something that God said move forward. Somewhere along the way I realized I had confused one of my assignments with my identity. And while motherhood has been absolutely beautiful and motherhood it absolutely matters, motherhood was never meant to become my entire identity. Because before I was a mother, I was God's daughter. And before anyone called me mom, he called me by my name. My children leaving my home didn't mean I lost purpose. It meant God was inviting me to discover another part of it. And that realization didn't erase the grief because I do. I miss my daughter. I miss my son. They're living a great life. It simply gave the grief somewhere healthy to go. And instead of me clinging on to who I used to be, I began asking God, who is He calling me to be right now? Who am I to become right now? And maybe that's where you are today. And maybe your children had left home and maybe they're preparing to leave. Maybe your role has changed because of divorce or loss or retirement, or simply you are just in a new season like I am. And you're wondering, what now? If that's you, I want you to hear this. Your season changed. Your calling, it did not. Your responsibility shifted. Your value didn't. You are more than the roles you've carried. You are more than the people you serve. You, my girl, my sister, my friend, you're still chosen. You are still loved. You are still called. And you are still becoming who God created you to be. This season isn't about replacing motherhood. It's about rediscovering the woman God called you to be. He's developing you along the way. And that's actually why I created a Monday Night Live with me and my friends. We get together. It is not a Bible study. We are checking in on our souls, and iron is sharpening iron. It's a place where women can honestly wrestle with these kind of questions. The question of identity, the question of purpose or healing or transition or grief, and discovering who God says that we are in every season of our life. If you've ever found yourself wondering, who am I now? I want to personally invite you to join me every Monday night. We are gathering as women who are choosing not to stay stuck in what was, but to become who God is calling us to be. because I and me and my lady friends, we truly just believe this. Let me be very clear. We are believing that our children may have left home, but God has not finished writing our story. He is still writing the most beautiful story. So if this video encouraged you, can you leave me a comment and tell me? I want you to answer this question. What has been the hardest part of your empty nest journey? And I would love to pray for you. So leave a prayer request. And don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications so we can continue this journey together. And I am so hoping and praying that you will join me every Monday night live on my YouTube channel at Lachey M. Johnson. Until then, I want you to know that God is still writing your story. Your kids are grown. They're out, they're doing their own thing. And amen, sis. Job well done. But there is still so much for you. Join me this Monday, 7 o'clock at Lachey M. Johnson. I go live, and I would love for you to join me.